Hello everyone, welcome to my guide on how to beat every single level in the Japanese exclusive game All Night Nippon Super Mario Bros. In this tutorial, we will be looking at strats and potential power-up recovery spots which will help grant you a time of under 33 minutes as Mario. This video can also serve as a tutorial on how to beat the game Warpless up to 8-4 in under 21 minutes. Now let's begin. First things first, I'd like to talk for a minute about load times. There are 4 loading points in the run that we take out of our official leaderboard time. They are between 4-4 and 5-1, between the 8-4 axe grab and Peach appearing on screen, between the celebration screen and the title screen, and finally, between the title screen and A-1. Real quick, I would like to go over fireworks in this game. They behave similar to lost levels. In this game, fireworks occur when the last digit of your coin count matches the last digit of your timer. If that number is odd, you will receive 3 fireworks, while an even number gives you 6 fireworks. If the coin count is a multiple of 11, you will get a 1-up alongside the fireworks. One is very simple. Grab the mushroom, which in this game is in the top question mark block, go through the underground room, and grab the flag. At the beginning of 1-2, grab the fire flower in the first question mark block. When you arrive at this Goomba, release B for a moment before shooting him. You don't want to jump on him like in SMB1, since Mario bounces higher in this game. If you bounce on him, you'll likely take damage from the above Goomba, and at that point, what are you doing with your life? In this game, it takes 6 in-game seconds to grab the flagpole from the pipe. So by entering the pipe with a 352, I know I'm getting 346 on the flagpole. If your coin count puts you in danger for fireworks, buffer a jump by holding A before Mario comes on screen to slow yourself down. One 3 is very easy. However, there are some things you want to avoid. You want to avoid bouncing on enemies that are too close to pits. Fireball this Goomba before the platform. Shoot this Koopa and Paratroopa as well. One 4 is as easy as it gets for castle stages. Run under these fire bars and jump in between the following fire bars. Once you jump here, shoot your opening shots before Mario lands. Hold left slightly as you jump to prevent running into Bowser. At the start of 2-1, make your way up top. Just before you land on the ground, shoot a fireball to take out the Goomba. When you get to this pipe, you'll want to shoot both enemies. Do a medium jump off this pipe and shoot a fireball while in the air to kill the first enemy. Taking out the second enemy will be easy after that. At the end here, take the top path, shoot the final Koopa, reveal the invisible block, and grab the flag. Two 2 is pretty much the same as in SMB1, other than the fish patterns. A lot of times, this blooper will swim really low and to the right. If he does this, land on the ground and activate duck swimming. If you don't know how to do that, land on the ground, hold down, and press A to swim. Your hitbox will be essentially cut in half. Reactivate normal swimming by landing on this coral here. Fire kill any enemies that are in your way. At the end, land on this block and activate duck swimming. The gap to enter the final pipe is really small in this game, so you want to have your reduced hitbox so you don't bonk on the wall as easy. In 2-3, shoot sets of 2 fireballs as much as possible to take out any potential flying fish. Also, shoot these Koopas if you can. In 2-4, the fire bars can be a little troubling at times. What we are going to do is wait under the question mark block until the timer says 292. Once it says 292, continue onward. That waiting period should manipulate the fire bars to be in rather friendly spots. Duck jump off the descending elevator and quickly jump again to dodge Bowser's flame. Just before you land on the floor, shoot your opening shots. Sometimes Bowser can shoot a flame right at them. To start, jump on top of these question mark blocks. When you reach this Goomba, don't bounce on him since you'll brush into the blocks. Fireball him. For this staircase, do a full jump and shoot a fireball once Mario is fully covering the coin count. Shoot the second Koopa and grab the flag. Three 2 is a simple level. When the timer says 261, shoot 3 fireballs to the beat of the music. This will despawn a third Goomba to make jumping to the staircase easier. In 3-3, jump over these 2 platforms. At the end, shoot the final 2 Koopa Troopas. In this castle stage, wait every single Podoboo out. This last pair of fire bars is a little awkward, so wait until they're not in your way before jumping through them. Take these final 3 Podoboo slow, and shoot your opening shots once the lava is just about gone from the left side of the screen. Four 1 is the simple level we all know and love from SMB1. Simply replicate the movement shown in the sample clip. For this first Koopa, duck jump over him. Sometimes, if you try to shoot at him, you'll hit the block below and not him. Duck jump over the middle Goomba and take the top route. Once you're above the Buzzy Beetle on the staircase, run off the top while holding down. This way, you're descending with a smaller hitbox and won't bonk into the wall. Some of the platforms in 4-3 are a little different. Overall, the movement is pretty straightforward. When you get to this mushroom, you can hold left slightly so it is easier to not bonk. Four is the first maze castle in the game. For the first part, take the bottom path. Next, use the invisible coin block to make your way up top. If you're having a hard time doing the duck jump the way I did it, you can run a bit to the left and build up some speed before making the second duck jump. If Bowser jumps forward, run under him. Try to avoid getting squished between Bowser and other obstacles if you can. 5-1 is a pretty easy level for the most part, until the end. Go under the top pipe and slide against the bullet cannon. If you're right next to a cannon, nothing will shoot. Once you're up against the launcher, jump over it and make your way to the flag. Take note that the final two paratroopers can have varying patterns. The first cannon in 5-2 almost always shoots, so it's best to play it safe and be cautious on the opening staircase. At this part, do a full jump, but hold back since you want to give yourself some distance when fighting this hammer bro. I personally find that jumping off this launcher and then sniping the piranha plant is a bit easier than waiting until you're right next to him before shooting. You'll need to shoot 2 fireballs since there is a hammer bro immediately after. When you get to these 2 platforms, you must jump off the first one. The platforms are too small for you to just run off them. When you get to this part, jump and then quickly turn back left. Run to the middle of this tree and jump to the first platform. Up top here, you're going to want to wait until the second platform is high up enough so that you can jump from it to the next tree. Playing this entire part safely ensures that bullet bills won't be a problem. You also will avoid having to make a jump which has a window of 3 frames. After sniping the first Koopa, hold down as you're falling off the edge. If you have a full hitbox when trying to land in a hole like this, sometimes you won't quite land on it and fall to your death. Holding down when falling off the ground will make the game think you're ducking Mario while falling, despite having a standing Mario sprite. This makes it much easier to avoid dying here. Immediately snipe these 3 Goombas. Play this firebar part very safe. Don't progress until your path is completely clear of enemies. The only exception to this is the middle firebar, which you can duck under easily once the Podoboo is gone. Jump into the bullet bill cannon and wait out these last 2 Podoboos. Just like 4-1, 6-1 is a very easy level. The most important thing to note is to jump above these question mark blocks at the beginning. This will manipulate Lakitu to not throw Spinies on you when he appears on screen. Hopefully by this point you've mastered the art of sniping, because you're gonna need those skills here. Shoot a fireball on nearly every pipe you intend to land on. Duck jump over this pipe here. Since you don't have to slow down in this level, you can hold left slightly before killing the paratrooper before the flagpole. In 6-3, take the top route here. Going the bottom route is very challenging if you don't want to lose any time. Hold left briefly when landing next to this question mark block, before jumping again. It will be much easier to avoid bonking that way. Slow down before this red spring and jump over it. It is a little bit faster than actually using it. When you get to this firebar, duck jump against the wall and hold left as Mario is lined up with the top right corner of the firebar block. Then, fire kill these 3 Koopas. Just like in 5-4, hold down when sliding off this elevator to give yourself a reduced hitbox. When you meet this hammer bro, jump over him and take the top path. I like to jump over this gap because sometimes if you decide to run off the edge, Mario won't make it to the other side, and you will fall downward. When jumping on this single block, react accordingly to any flame patterns you get. Take the last Podoboo safe and fire kill Bowser. This firebar should also always be in a good position. After these 4 question mark blocks, I like to shoot the paratroopa and land in between these 2 bullet launchers, as jumping from cannon to cannon can be a little hard. When jumping off this cannon, shoot 2 fireballs, one to take out the Obama and another for potential bottom hammer bros. On the staircase, jump to the Buzzy Beetle. By landing on the Buzzy Beetle, you will bounce comfortably on the top of the staircase. I'm going to show 2 different ways to play 7-2. Starting off with normal swimming, note that sometimes fish can make this descent a little difficult. Swim through this hole to the top path. Only swim off the corals if there are any fish in your path. Otherwise, simply walk off them. Sometimes, bonking against the ceiling right next to the pipe can be more consistent to quickly get into the pipe, rather than trying to time your swim up the stairs. Now let's move on to duck swimming. Land on the ground and activate duck swimming. Just like before, take the top path. Be aware that if you're duck swimming up to this pipe, it is possible to soft lock and glitch your way into the wall, so be careful of that. In 7-3, shoot the paratroopas that are in front of you. I like to jump over this question mark block to avoid messing up a duck jump. But obviously, if there are flying fish up top, you have no choice but to bounce off the paratroopa. It's best to shoot 2 fireballs at this Koopa in case a troll Cheep Cheep wants to come up and eat a fireball. Bounce off the paratroopa to grab the flag. In 7-4, first take the top path, then use the top path again. Finally, take the top path for a change. Next, move into uncharted territory by taking the top path. Slide down to the middle path, and then the bottom path. Right before you land on these blocks, shoot your opening shots. As far as platforming is concerned, 8-1 isn't a very tough stage. The most important things to note are, land on the first of these 3 Koopas, to despawn a third Goomba up ahead, and to shoot one of these last 3 Koopas to make the jump to the pipe a lot easier. Towards the start of 8-2, there is an extra paratroopa after the spring, so pay attention to that. On the very edge of the ground, do a full jump and land on the bullet launcher. Bonk on these 2 pipes. At the end, fireball the paratroopa. Do not bounce on him, since remember, you bounce higher off enemies in this game versus SMB1. Unlike SMB1's 8-3, you don't have to slow down at all unless your coin count ends in a 3. Other than that, the most important thing to note is to slow down for any jumping hammer bros. Never challenge them. To start, buffer right plus B plus A. While you're airborne, briefly release right, and right before you land, hold right again. Press A immediately afterward. Take this Potaboo safe. This part can be very hard. Bounce off the paratroopa, land on the left edge of the pipe, and then jump. You should just barely be slow enough to avoid taking damage from the Obama. In the water room, if you shoot this first blooper, it will manipulate the fire bar to be more favorable, and you can exit the room earlier. On occasion, this blooper can move to the right, and if he does that, take the bottom path. Here is an example of what that would look like, since enemies later on will also be different. Since this level has green piranha plants versus red, you're going to have to wait longer for the Obama to go down the pipe again. Once the Obama is about halfway emerged from the pipe, backwards jump to gain speed quickly, jump to the wall, hold left right after you hit the wall, and enter the pipe. In room 4, walk to the left edge of the pipe. This way, you will have full speed to clear this lava jump. This jump between the two paratroopers is much tighter than an SMB-2J. When you jump to these last two paratroopers, hold left right before you're lined up with the red paratrooper. Shoot the first one, but bounce on the second one. In the last room, run off the floor, and you'll clip into the next floor. Note that this last pipe is different in this game than SMB-2J. To get this mushroom, hit the second question mark block while the Koopa is on the right side. He will bounce to the right and you can use that same question mark block to grab the mushroom. Make sure to hit the second red Koopa as well so he doesn't potentially walk into you. After revealing the mushroom, you will most likely stomp this paratrooper. As soon as you land on the ground, run to the right and jump into the mushroom. From here, you will need to buffer a jump by not holding A when the mushroom is grabbed, and then holding A during the power-up animation. Sometimes, the hammer bros at the end can cause you to take damage, which is fine. That's why we grab that mushroom. If the first paratrooper is moving to the left, slide under him. If he's moving to the right, jump over him. At the end, jump to the second Koopa, kick him, and bounce off the third and into the flagpole. If you are entering this level small, don't grab this power-up. If you are big, you'll want to grab this fire flower by staying on this elevator for a moment to slide under the row of bricks. After grabbing the fire flower, shoot 2 shots to take out whichever Obamas your fireballs hit. Duck jump over the Obamas that survived. On the top of this staircase, shoot a couple fireballs on the rightmost block to take out the red Obama up ahead. Don't shoot at this hammer bro early. Rather wait until he is right in front of you. This will make his hammer go left instead of to the right. As you see, I get 350 on the timer, but I have a 4 at the end of my coin count. Since I know it will take me 6 seconds to grab the flag, I'm going to hold A before Mario comes out of the pipe to buffer a jump. This will slow me down just enough to get a 343 and avoid fireworks. The main goal in A-3 is to not challenge any flying fish that are headed straight for you. If this red spring before the flag disappears, do not go anywhere near it. You will softlock and have to wait until the timer runs out. In A-4, do not challenge this potaboo. Make sure to do a full jump off this single block. Wait out every single one of these potaboos. Never go under them. For this cannon, jump as late as possible before a bullet bill shoots. Don't worry about firing opening shots on Bowser. For these jumps in B-1, jump as late as possible, especially the last jump. These are extremely tight to do. Jump in between these two pipes and fire kill the green Obama. At the end, duck jump on the left side of this paratrooper. Then, hit the vine block. When Mario is passing the last microphone on the ground, do a full jump and make sure you're not holding B when he lands. Jump right after you land and you should clear this wall. In B-2, we're going to use a mixture of normal and duck swimming techniques. Activating duck swimming for this hallway isn't necessary, but it does make it easier to not land on the ground and lose time. At the end of the hallway, land on the ground to activate normal swimming. Activate duck swimming again right here. If you're able to, do not try to sneak by enemies in tight spaces. Wait them out if you have the room. In this part, a fish can spawn right in your way. If this happens, land on the ground to activate normal swimming and fire kill him before reactivating duck swimming. If this elevator spawns, never go under it. Finally, land on the ground before the large firebar to reactivate normal swimming. You'll want to regain fireballs so you can shoot at the paratrooper blocking the exit. At the beginning of B-3, take the top route with the 2 enemies versus the bottom route with 3. On this elevator, wait on it for a moment so the one on the right is up higher. This will make it easier to clear the next jump. Jump late on this tree so you don't bonk into the brick and potentially die. Use the paratrooper to reach the top of the flagpole. To start, hold right plus B plus A. Before you land on the bottom step, briefly release and then repress right so you don't run over the final step. Do a full jump off the left side of the firebar block and bonk into the ceiling. Hold left as you land so you don't get hit by the next firebar. When you land on this platform, run into the wall and hold down. Once the platform has gone as far to the right as possible, unduck. You don't want to unduck too early since Mario will slide through the wall and his on-screen position will be far over to the right, making it hard to dodge hazards up ahead. Clear this next jump by bonking on the ceiling and landing on the firebar block. Jump on this single block and then the firebar block. Once the lava is nearly off-screen to the left, shoot your opening shots. In C-1, you will be doing a wrong warp. Shoot the green Obama on the bottom. Duck jump onto the bottom pipe. Position yourself just before the first dark green line. Tap right and then quickly hold A. Once Mario is above the bottom section of the pipe, hold right again and spam A to push Mario further into the pipe. Once you are in the middle of the pipe, press down to go into the pipe. This will warp you to the end flag. Do a big jump off the staircase so the blooper moves to the right. Hold left during this big jump so you give yourself more room to perform your next jump. After you collect the last coin here, hold left to land on the green spring. Just before you land on the spring, hold right so you have full speed while in the air. You're going to land on the right side of this tall tree. After you jump off the first spring, hold left for about half of an in-game second before the second spring. I usually use 385 as a good in-game second for my left press. Once the second set of blocks appears on screen, press left a couple times so you land on them. You're going to jump from the 3rd spring straight to the 4th spring, without slowing down. Before the 5th spring, tap left for 337 and 335 on the in-game timer. In C-4, play this firebar safe. Jump as late as possible before the Buzzy Beetle. For the first firebar, wait on the left side of the firebar before proceeding. For the second firebar, wait a bit longer and stay ducked on the right side. The firebar can sometimes be in a wacky position, so line yourself up on the left side of that. Wait until the lava on the left is just about off screen before shooting your opening shots. Duck jump over this Buzzy Beetle and fire kill the next 2 enemies. Then slow down a bit and fire kill this first paratrooper, and then jump over the second. Duck jump on the first 2 red paratroopers and go under this pipe. This hammer bro is a bit weird. You're going to have to jump over the red plant and shoot the bro mid-air. Also, take the bottom route and fire kill the last hammer bro if he falls down. D-2 is the easiest level in the bonus worlds. After the red Koopa, jump as late to the edge as possible while ducking. Jump and bonk into all 3 silver pipes, and then take the top route at this double pipe section. As you land on the spring, release right but don't press left. Press right again once you land on these blocks. When you jump off this launcher, shoot 2 fireballs since both hammer bros can be in your way. If any choose to be on the bottom, Do small duck jumps over them as they can throw a hammer directly into you. Land on the first edge of this spring and kill all your speed so you don't bounce into the Koopa. Fire kill this Koopa as well as the hammer bro. Jump and fire kill this last paratroopa and get to that flag. If you enter D-4 with fire, avoid damage boosting through this big fire bar. Fire kill the green Obama and do a small duck jump over this fire bar. In the overworld room, duck jump onto this hammer bro and fire kill the second paratroopa. Take an intentional hit from this Obama. In the final room, do a backwards jump right as you land. Once Mario is out from under this final block, do a full jump. Backwards jump on this tiny staircase. When I jump over this hammer bro, I like to hold left for a split moment when I'm passing him so I don't bonk on the wall. Before jumping to this final elevator, you'll need to release right and repress right so you can actually land on it. Then, backwards jump into the next two walls and run under Bowser. We do the backwards jumps here so Mario's position gets forced to the right more. It gives us more room to run under Bowser regardless of his pattern, so we don't have to wait on him. Let's dive into some spots that are good for power-up recovery. Hit this block to reveal the mushroom. Run into the bottom step and do a backwards jump into the mushroom. Wait for the Obama to go down the pipe. This will also make you wait for the Koopa to fall down, which helps. The top left question mark block will have the fire flower. The 2-3 grab is pretty simple. Hit the question mark block and grab the mushroom. Don't try to outrun any Cheep Cheeps that are coming towards you or the mushroom. 2-4 is also very easy. After grabbing the fire flower, you should be set up to get good firebar patterns up ahead. The first power-up in 3-1 is located in the third question mark block. Try to hit this quickly to dodge the paratroopa. After grabbing the mushroom, slide under the blocks ahead. Next, hit this block and grab the star. Take the middle path and grab the fire flower found in the second question mark block. If you're fast enough, you can use your star power to wipe out these last two Koopa Troopas, but shoot a fireball at the first one just as a safety measure. The first block in 3-2 has a mushroom in it. Note that this jump in front of the staircase will be a little tight. The only question mark block in 3-3 has a power-up in it. Bonk into the question mark block, bounce off the Koopa, and then grab the flower. The top question mark block at the start of 4-1 contains a mushroom. After hitting it, wait by the nearby pipe before going for the grab. In 4-2, jump over this Koopa Troopa, then take the top path. Once you drop down again, the first brick in this row here will have a fire flower. The fastest way to grab this is to duck jump into it. If you're small entering 5-1, you'll want to use a star found in the middle of the level. Jump up to these 3 blocks, and hit the middle one to reveal the star. 5-2 can be a difficult level to recover in. Take the first launcher safely. The last brick in the top row will have a mushroom. Use it to move past this hammer bro. Sometimes this next bro will jump to the bottom and it can be hard to tell that until he actually lands on the ground. The best thing to do is wait the hammer bros out. Next, the right brick here will have a power-up in it. This single block will also have the next power-up. This set of 3 bricks will have a power-up in the last block. The left question mark block here will have a fire flower. Go around the right side to grab it. To get the 6-3 mushroom, wait on the right side of this platform. After grabbing it, land on the platform again, but on the left side of the question mark block. To get full speed to clear this next jump, backwards jump onto the question mark block and jump over the next platform. The 6-4 power-up grab is a little tricky. Hit the third question mark block, followed by the fourth one to hit the Koopa Troopa. Wait for the fire bar to get out of the way and grab the fire flower. In this set of 4 question mark blocks, hit the third one to reveal the power-up. Just like in 5-2, don't try to jump over hammer bros if they happen to fall on bottom. The top block will have a fire flower. For the first power-up, use the paratrooper to bounce into the question mark block. I don't recommend standing still here for the whole time you're waiting, since flying fish can shoot right into you. The single block will have the fire flower in it. Like before, use the enemy to bounce into the power-up block. Jump down to the left side of the power-up block afterwards to gain full speed easier. There is one power-up you can grab in 8-3. When you get to the first pair of Hammer Bros, you want to spawn them, but run back to the left edge of the screen. Give yourself plenty of room on the left side of the pipe so you have a good amount of time to jump on each bro. Afterwards, grab the mushroom, which is located in the second block of the top row. Afterwards, try to preserve your mushroom for as long as possible through the remaining 6 Hammer Brothers. The A3 grab isn't very challenging, just watch out for Cheep Cheeps. It's located immediately after the second blooper. The only question mark block in 8-4 has a power-up. You can't waste any time grabbing this one, as the long fire bar will come around and swipe you. Play the first half of C-3 like normal. Once you see the question mark block, start to slow down. After grabbing it, wait on this Obama. To land on this spring, hold left at 321 and 319 on the timer. C-4, wait out this fire bar before hitting the question mark block and grabbing the fire flower. In D-1, hit the 7th question mark block and brush against this pipe to make it above the question mark blocks. Fall in front of this first paratrooper and run under them. Run and jump under this hammer bro. If he doesn't jump, then it's almost impossible to not get hit by him. The bottom brick will have a fire flower. As long as there are no bullet bills near this brick, grab the mushroom. It's hard to make it through the level without getting hit, but react to everything accordingly. Before the first Podoboo in D-4, there is a mushroom located against the wall on the left. Try to keep the mushroom all the way to the final room, or you'll get hit by these two bloopers. That's all, folks. The tutorial on how to beat All Night Nippon Super Mario Bros. 100% comes to an end. A good goal time for these strategies is a sub 33-minute run without loads. Remember the 4 loading points I discussed at the beginning of the video. With these strategies, you should be able to afford 1 hit and recovery at least and still safely get in the 32 5x range. Thanks for watching.